Hiding in the clouds behind me is Nevis Peak, center of the 36 square mile remote, beautiful island in the Caribbean. What was once the most profitable island in the 18th century is also the birthplace of one of America's most respected founding fathers. Join me as I collaborate with local chefs and find the hidden historical gems this island has to offer. From the Queen of the Caribbean for a taste of history.
The island of Nevis is one of two states that make up the independent nation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Located in the eastern Caribbean Sea, Nevis has been an attraction for centuries due to its natural resources and inherent beauty. It is believed that in 1493, while Christopher Columbus was visiting neighboring St. Kitts, he spotted the constant snowy-like clouds above Nevis Peak. Inspired, he gave it the moniker Nuestra Señora de las Nieves, translated to Our Lady of the Snows. Exceptional figures of Nevis history include the iconic founding father of America, Alexander Hamilton, and legendary British naval captain Horatio Nelson. Throughout the 17th and 18th centuries, the profitability of high-quality sugar, as well as the slave trade, provided Great Britain with an enormous source of wealth, prompting the British to refer to Nevis as the Queen of the Caribbees. The European aristocrats who helped give rise to the Queen of the Caribbees often sought comfort and community at one of Nevis's most historic plantations. Established as early as the 1640s, the Hermitage predates the sugar industry, and the Great House is said to be the oldest of its kind in the entire Caribbean.
This house lasts because they used the ironwood, the lignum vitae. The post and beam construction is all pegged. They understood how to build without nails. And the original posts that were put in 1640 are still in the ground because of the strength of this ironwood.
Today, the Hermitage continues to welcome and charm guests, just as it did over 350 years ago.
Lenny, looking forward to cook with you today.
Nice to meet you too, Walter. Welcome to the Hermitage. I'm going to show you some of the dishes that we're going to have tonight on our big pig roast. We're going to start with doing some sauteed breadfruit.
That come right from here.
Breadfruit, we have some of the trees that is grown right here on the Hermitage plantation. So this is your breadfruit cut in half. So what we do, now you split it in four. I'll then go ahead and take the inside of the breadfruit out. So then we peel the outside.
You've done that a few times, Lenny.
Yeah,
Okay. I was going to help you, but you're so quick and so fast on it, so...
Try to keep them even so they...
Cooking time, right?
Yeah, cooking time.
You incorporate.
Yeah. You know,
So
I
you
just rinse it off.
You just rinse it off real good, yeah.
And then my breadfruit now goes into boiling salt water.
How long a time does it take?
Takes about 10 to 12 minutes.
All right, Lenny, so what's next?
Okay, so we get red and green peppers, and you don't have to put a lot.
So we just make a julienne. So it's like O'Brien potato, but done with breadfruit.
Yeah.
There you go. It's got to be tasting good for breakfast too. Do you want to make it for that?
Yeah, if you have leftovers, you could use it the next day. So this is my obs.
Ups.
Obs, yeah.
Ups in reference to down, up, down.
It's up, yeah. But it's the right name is scallion, but in Nevis we call it obs.
Be amazed how many different names you got for this in the island.
I know.
Escallion, eschalots, they call it all kinds of names.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Breadfruit is coming along nice.
Let me see a piece. Here we go.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, almost, yeah. Oh, a few more minutes.
Yeah, but good flavor already, huh?
Yeah.
See, again, Less is better, simple. There's not much stuff in there. This brings the flavor right out.
Yeah. Okay, chef, so now my breadfruit is ready.
So it was like, let's say 8 to 10 minutes cleansing time.
Yeah.
Just plain salt water, and now you're going to take it out, let it steam up. All right, and then you go here.
Leave it, let it drain so you get the water out.
Yeah.
Now my next step is I have a hot frying pan.
And it is hot.
Yeah. So I just add a little bit of vegetable oil.
You use any kind of oil?
Mostly vegetable oil. My grandma used to melt the fat from the pork down.
Sure, of course.
And that's what we used to do all the frying with.
We call it schmaltz,
Small.
where I come from, the
Okay.
Black Forest.
My vegetables, nice and bubbly.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So I have my breadfruit, then I put my little seasoning in.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
smells awfully good.
Yeah, chef. Voila.
So simple, so
Yeah,
good.
so simple, so good, man.
You're the man.
Yeah, thank you. So that's my sauteed breadfruit, and that's one of our dishes that we normally do along with our lovely pig roast.
And so tasty.
Thank you, chef.
Now let's see this next creation of yours.
Okay, this is called a tanya, and I'm going to do a tanya fritters.
We call that in many places of the world taro, also sometimes referred to as coco, believe it or not.
What you do with your tanya is you peel it, get the skin off. Now I grate my tanya.
So you keep it a coarse grate.
Yeah, here goes my tanya in that one.
I use that in one of my famous recipes. It's a West Indian pepper pot soup,
Okay.
where the taro is part of in the stock. You
Yeah.
know?
I'm going to come to Philadelphia and cook with you.
All right, now you're talking. What I like about that, you make it coarse so that people that you can later identify
Yeah.
it. So
People love tanya fritters. Sometimes you do it with a cocktail sauce, you could do it with guacamole. Now I have to bind it. 1 egg, I add a little bit of my flour with some baking powder.
you use all-purpose flour for that, right?
Yeah, all-purpose flour.
Mix it up good. No liquid at all?
Yeah, because the tanya sometimes create its own
not
liquid.
Liquid, correct.
Yeah,
So you mix it up to a nice consistency so you
Yeah.
can fry it out.
I could fry it out.
So in the old days it would have been cooked in lard, but now you're using vegetable oil.
Vegetable oil, yeah. Mhm.
Top secret seasoning, smells
Yeah.
so good. Nice aroma. And off you go in the oil. Oh, beautiful.
Look at that.
Your secret ingredients in there was a little bit of baking powder so they puff up nicely.
Yeah. Mhm.
Beautiful.
Look at that.
Yeah, perfect.
Voila.
Nice. You're golden brown so quick, look
Yeah,
at that. Again,
yeah.
simplicity.
Simple. Yeah. Mhm.
Remember, my motto, less is better.
Less is that.
That's really good.
Yeah, my lovely tanya fritters.
Got nice hibiscus for
Yeah.
you. It's from your garden.
Yeah, man, right there. Voila.
I don't go away so fast.
Here you go, man.
So simple,
But yeah,
so good. It's just spectacular. It's the word. It's really
thank
beautiful.
you, chef. Thank you.
Beautiful. Many islands can share in the beauty and serenity, but only one can boast the birthplace of one of the most important founding fathers.
In Nevis's capital city of Charlestown stands the birthplace of Alexander Hamilton. Interestingly, it was in the Caribbean that he learned many of the skills that would influence the numerous institutions that comprise America's federal government today.
Nevis was a center of British trade. Alexander Hamilton's father participated in it, so Hamilton had an early inkling of trade being an important part of commerce.
Hamilton and his mother moved to the neighboring island of St. Croix when he was 8 years old. Shortly after, she passed away. leaving Hamilton an orphan as a young child. However, community support enabled him to work as a mercantile clerk, where he soon proved his value at such a young age.
He was so trusted by his employer that when his employer came to New York City to recover from an illness for 6 months, he left 14-year-old Alexander Hamilton in charge of his entire mercantile company on St. Croix. You read these letters from a 14-year-old Alexander Hamilton reprimanding ship captains, writing to other members of the trading company saying, "I can't believe you don't have guns on this ship to protect it from pirates. You know, we need to make sure that our goods are preserved." And so he, from a very young age, knew how important it was to protect cargo, protect the industry of shipping.
Hamilton also proved exemplary in his reading and writing skills, inspiring his community to garner funds to send him to the American colonies and pursue a formal education.
Agriculture was large here in the mainland, but what Alexander Hamilton learned was about finance, trade, etc. So when he came here, not too many people understood the power and the value of it.
Hamilton's tenacious talent and ambition guided him from an orphan in the Caribbean to a key figure in American history. His role in the ratification of the Constitution, ingenuity as the first Secretary of the Treasury, and endless contributions to the nation have forever secured his status as one of the most influential figures in American history.
So Lenny, what's next?
Well, Walter, here I have the ingredients for my Johnny cakes. The ingredients are flour, a little bit of lard, some butter, coconut, a little bit of salt, and baking powder. So then all I need to do is add some water into this. Then I'll go ahead and mix my ingredients in.
Everybody makes it different. Like yours today, what you like that you put coconut under it,
Yeah.
which many times I have not seen in coconut, just flour itself, you know.
My grandmother used to make it all the time with the coconuts, man.
Right here, lived in Nevis?
Yeah, my grandmother was up in Rollins Village, where I am from.
So you were a true Nevisian?
Yeah, born, bred, raised. They can't get me off of this rock, man. Where am I gonna go?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, eh?
And now just roll them up,
Yeah. Now I roll them,
flat them out,
flat them out a bit,
and now go
and
in.
then that goes in the oil.
Beautiful.
In the oil, nice and bubbly. All right, and these are my lovely Johnny cakes.
You want to cook them kind of slow because you want the flour to be cooked all the way through.
Cook all the way through.
If your oil is too hot, they're going to be brown outside and raw on the inside.
and raw on the inside, yeah. When you see those bubbles, that means your Johnny cakes are cooking lovely.
And slowly.
And slowly, yeah.
Gently is the word, yeah.
And in the old days, when I was growing up as a kid, my grandma used to bake in a coal pot oven. And we used to use the same charcoals. She would put a pan of charcoals in the bottom of the oven and a pan of charcoal in the top. She would bake breads, cakes,
everything.
You know, everything.
And just imagine how much knowledge they had to know the temperature just with their hand.
And in those days, they didn't have thermometers to tell you the direct temperature.
Nice and puffed up.
Yeah, man, nice and puffed up, you know. See the bubbles are leaving now? The Johnny cakes are cooked.
Let me try your handiwork here.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I've never had this good a Johnny cake nowhere in the Caribbean.
Thank you.
Because they're fluffy, they're nice. Give it up, man.
Yeah, man.
What I like about those Johnny cakes is you can really feel the pieces of coconut they put in there. He doesn't grind it really fine, he leaves it coarse. This is unique flavor and it's so puffy. Doesn't get better than that.
Okay, Walter, I have one last dish, which is tomato and plantain dish. And we also have to go and check on the pig.
I see it roasting away.
Yeah, man, it's coming along good. So we're just going to finish this last simple dish, and then we'll go check on the pig.
And the dish is just simply fried
plantain with tomatoes.
Tomato.
I'm going to put a little bit of hot oil, which I'll just use a little bit of this over here.
Okay. You got to make sure they're ripe. Green plantains wouldn't work for that.
Got to be ripe plantain. So all I do is
lay it in, so it's flat.
My plantain has to be nice and golden brown. And, you know, it's all simple dishes that we do.
Now this one you just serve with some sliced tomato?
Yeah, we do a little bit of tomato. We do a house basil vinaigrette dressing. Fresh basil from the garden out here.
So you cook them until they get golden brown. They cook really quickly, and again, the riper the blend, the faster the cooking time.
Yeah.
You want to caramelize the sweetness and the sugars, like you see right there. Lenny, it couldn't be done better than that. Look at beautiful golden brown, that's how you want them.
Yeah.
You played it with the tomato with your special dressing, so it's kind of like a salad.
Yeah, it is. Let me get these bad boys out of here.
Yeah.
Nice and golden brown.
Beautiful.
And what we do now, you layer.
And now it gets a little fresh basil for the chin, and then the dressing over it.
Then we just drizzle
over.
a little bit of our dressings over it. And there you have your plantain and tomato salad.
Just not your ordinary plantain, obviously. This is a plantain a la Lenny.
Yeah.
Let me try that. Wow, and I love the dressing.
Yeah.
Give it up. Oh, spectacular.
Chef Walter, I see you found my pig.
Don't worry, I'm not eating it all. Yeah. Lenny, what's interesting, roasting pigs goes back thousands of years, literally.
Yeah.
They didn't have the luxury of having an automatic spit.
Okay.
There had to be the youngster that had to turn it and marinate it.
We have a local butcher that we get our pigs from. What we do, we marinate our pigs like overnight. So I do lots of garlic, herbs, thyme.
Another secret.
Yeah, lot of my local secrets. We do the whole carcass, you know, head all the way down inside. Make sure she's nice and seasoned so it marinates. And then my body cat would start it for me like at around midday. And this is a 50-pound pig.
Nice.
So, and you know, I just keep...
It's just going to be enough for you and I, you know.
Yes, I know. So, Walter, what I do sometimes is while it's cooking, I come with my poker and I... To get
relieve the
yeah,
fat.
to release the oil that is settling inside. So then that's how you get a nice crispy skin.
Because that's what you want. You want the crackling.
You want the crackling.
Yeah. That looks obviously amazing. It's roasting away a little longer, so it'll be a little while until it's ready to be served, no?
Yeah, it's going to be another couple of hours. So why don't you go enjoy the rest of the afternoon and come back a little later when it's finished?
You can bet that I return. I'm not going to let you eat this pig by itself.
Okay.
I definitely be back, and I also want to thank you again.
Thank you, Chef.
No problem.
All right.
The Caribbean is one of the top vacation destinations in the world. Some of you might be very surprised to find out how far this history with tourism has gone back.
Early entrepreneurs on Nevis were attracted to the business opportunities that the island's natural resources provided. One such place is the historic Bath Hotel and Spring House. The Bath Hotel and Spring House possesses lush scenery and a rich history dating back to 1787.
This hotel was really built in order to accommodate the rich and famous those days coming down to use the Bath streams.
Notable dignitaries from Europe and the West Indies, including prominent princes, dukes, and military figures, would visit this lovely island to entertain and enjoy the therapeutic qualities of the island's natural hot spring baths. Although the hotel has seen many incarnations, the hot springs have had an enduring legacy that continue to allure visitors to this day. The founder of the Bath Hotel, John Huggins, is joined by many of the other early settlers of Nevis in the cemetery of St. Thomas's Anglican Church. Built in 1643, it is the first church of its kind constructed in the Caribbean and is the oldest church in Nevis.
Here in Nevis, I don't have to search. History is falling right into my hands.
St. Thomas's position on a beautiful hilltop offers visitors exquisite views of neighboring St. Kitts and a peaceful moment for quiet reflection.
I'm going to meet up with one of the famous local chefs, Rodney, to discover her unique cuisine. And I'm so intrigued with your philosophy of preparing food from the heart, from the farm to the table. And I just had to come back here and blame me a little bit about how you go about this fantastic food that you've been making here in Nevis for quite some time.
They came from way back, the old time days. These are what the older generation used to eat. Because of time and everything, process everything, people change their eating habits. But I don't change. I still go to the real local food.
No preservatives, no additives. That's the kind of food that Alexander Hamlet would have had when he grew up here in Nevis.
I believe so, because these foods are from the years to come. That's why the older people are still alive.
So Ronnie, the dish you're going to show me, which is right here.
It's chicken soup with just provisions. It's having like sweet potato, having the chicken. You get to hear from the chicken farm, put in a bit of pumpkin. You have the local peppers. And if you can feel, it's very hard because it's very local and no organic inside of it. And these are the seasoning pepper. They are natural. They are very good in the seasonings. Everything here that you can find local. And then I get the red peas and I cook a soup. And the drink, it's a sorrel. It's locally made. You peel the sorrel from the pulp and you wash them properly and you put them into a pot with water. You get the ginger, you pound the ginger, you add it to the sorrel and you put all to boil until you see that it's really, really red. You strain it and then you add sugar. And the golden apple is a fruit. You can eat it when it's green, you can eat it when it's yellow. But it makes a beautiful golden apple drink.
What makes your cuisine different than the rest of the island, or for that matter, maybe the rest of the Caribbean?
I decided I'm going to go locally. I want the tourists to know what our forefathers used to eat, and then to eat healthy, to stay healthy.
You've been doing this for quite some years. You've been cooking, experimenting.
Over 30 years.
It's really obvious that you have a lot of love for food, and it's expressed in your dishes.
Because I do it from the heart.
And after all this explanation, I got to try some. Wow. You get the feeling of all the provisions that are in there, the seasoning pepper, even the beans. I cook in the way of the 18th century. No preservatives, no additives, exactly like you. So it's nice to see somebody that still maintains the same tradition. Rodney, what a pleasure to take me into your fantastic restaurant. And I'm sure it's not the last time that I'm sitting here.
I hope not.
I'll be back.
I'll be waiting.
Sunshine.
Yeah, and it's a pleasure having you, my friend.
Well, it's so good to be here. I admit it's my first time in Nevis, but everybody I've talked to said I have to have that special drink of yours.
It's called a killer bee, you know, in rum and passion fruit, which is the main ingredients. And then we have some lime and cherries, and the rest of it, I cannot tell you. How is the killer bee?
You know, I'm trying to analyze your secret ingredients. I have a pretty good palate, but I can't figure out what it is. But it tastes awesome. Why, extra spice in it? Like?
Yeah, man. Is this the Caribbean, my friend?
Yeah, I know, I got you.
You gotta spice it up.
Spice it up.
You know, we do it with the fresh grilled fish, lobsters, chicken and ribs, rice and beans. The Nevis experience.
Yeah. So Lenny, we talked so much about this pick of yours that I got to try it. Am I going to get the first bite?
Yes, you're going to get the first bite.
Fantastic.
And I'm going to get you a nice piece.
But you know, Lenny, being here in this historic home makes me believe this party had happened many a times before here.
Yes, many a times and for many years and many generations.
And what's nice that you recreated so well that there's only one word for it. Spectacular. You should know that already.
Yeah.
Wow. Give it up,
Thank you, man.
I don't have to have anything else anymore. This is absolutely spectacular. What a flavor, huh? So Lenny, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I had an excellent trip here to this beautiful, beautiful island of Nevis. And to finish it all up with a feast like that, just for me, right?
Yeah, man. Everything was done just for you,
And
chef.
some of your closest friends
Yes,
behind
yeah.
me. All that for a taste of history.